Hey everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I have the new Socialite collection from ILNP. The Socialite collection features 3 brand new magnetic nail polishes. This release is definitely for all of the gold nail polish lovers. The Socialite collection will be available starting this Friday, June 12th on the ILNP website. As this is ILNP we're talking about, this release is not considered limited edition. It should be around for quite a while. I did receive the polishes featured in today's video from ILNP. This video, however, is not sponsored. Thank you very much, ILNP, for gifting me these polishes. So as always, in the description box, I will have links to where you can pick these polishes up. I will also have the ILNP social media pages, my social media pages, and of course, timestamps as well. And yes, we will in fact have some comparisons, even though I don't really think I have too many things to compare to these. But I tried. The first polish up is called Rose. Oh, no, it's Rosè. Oh, Rosè. Oops. It's fancy rose.
Now that's fancy!
And ILNP describes this one as a warm rose magnetic loaded with reflective silver metallic flakes and holographic sparkle. Rosè had a really good but definitely thicker formula. I will say, I don't usually think of ILNP as having terribly thick formulas, so I was a little bit surprised at how thick this one felt. Even though it was on the thicker side, I still found it applied really easily and very evenly as well. And that extra thickness definitely made this one significantly more opaque. I really love how metallic flakes look in a polish, so I was really excited to get this one on my nail. I did find this one magnetized super easily on me. One thing, however, that I did notice, the overall background of this polish is really busy. When I usually do the cat eye effect for my magnetizing, I always prefer to build the polish up in opacity first, and then I magnetize on my final coat and then again with top coat. I don't want to say that the magnetic in this polish is finicky per se, because I feel like all magnetics can be a little bit finicky. I just feel like in the cat eye effect, if you do what I usually do and magnetize on the final coat, I really could see if you don't hold the magnet on for long enough having some issues with the cat eye effect. I think specifically if you want the cat eye effect for this one and you have issues with weighting like I do, I would actually recommend the cat eye effect in this one by holding the magnet underneath of your finger instead of hovering it on top. I don't know, just the fact that I had to remagnetize it because I couldn't see the effect, I don't know. I feel like I just didn't love how this one performed for the cat eye effect, but I loved it in the velvet effect. As far as the magnetic pigment goes, I think the magnetic pigment originally was silver, but I felt like on the nail, it was leaning very strongly towards a rose gold. Like the whole polish itself has very strong rose gold vibes. It's a very warm, rosy toned gold. I feel like I was just talking about this the other day where I feel like we don't see rose gold polishes super often anymore. I feel like, I don't know, like 2015, 2016, sometime around in there, I feel like we were getting all of the rose golds, and I feel like it's just been a minute since we've had a rose gold, so I'm super excited to see a rose gold being released that's like actually rosy. The silver metallic flakes in here are absolutely beautiful. They lay down very flat. Overall, this isn't going to be a super textured polish. You're just going to have some very minimal flaky texture. I will say, as far as the holographic sparkle in here, I could indeed see like little twinkles of hollow sparkle, but I feel like the silver metallic flakes were a bigger star than the holographic was. The flakies in here are slightly larger than I usually expect ILNP to use, but again, they do not dry down texture. They don't poke up off of your nail or anything. My full hand swatches show Rosè in 2 coats across all of my nails. My pointer finger and pinky are unmagnetized, and then my middle nail is with the velvet effect, and then my ring finger is with the cat eye effect. For all of my swatches, I did use the ILNP horseshoe style magnet. If you don't have a horseshoe style magnet and you still want the velvet effect, I posted a video last week. It's my Cirque Jelly review, and I posted a new to me technique showcasing how to get the velvet effect super easily if you have a ridiculous amount of these kind of wand style magnets. Rosè is going to be on the more difficult side to remove just because there is a whole lot of flakies happening in here. It's not going to be as difficult as say a glitter, but it's going to be incredibly messy if you scrub this one off. I highly recommend the soak off method or a peel off base coat. The next polish up is called Signature, and ILNP is describing this one as a mauvey rose base with a pink to gold magnetic shimmer and a delicate copper sparkle. Signature also had a fantastic but slightly thicker formula. This was the polish in the collection that I was most conflicted by. I myself am a mauve hater. I do not like mauves as a general rule. And so this one was both a mauvey color, but it was also kind of like pinky toned and a little rose goldy. So I was kind of liking it, but also hating it at the exact same time. Truthfully, I still can't decide if I think this one is pretty or if it's ugly. I don't want to call it a prugly because usually when I call something prugly, like it's beautiful to me, but I acknowledge it is indeed ugly to other people. But this one, I don't know how I want to describe this one. Let me know in the comment section what you all think of this one because I'm still super conflicted. I would say Signature is exactly as the brand describes it. This is a very kind of mauvey color. I will note, I did find for the magnetic pigment, I wasn't really catching that the magnetic pigment itself was color shifty. I feel like as far as the pink to gold goes, it mostly just looked gold to my eye. I was really surprised to see that the magnetic pigment here is indeed color shifty because again, to my eye, I thought the pink I was seeing was from the base color and not that the magnetic pigment also had a pink color shift to it. Signature is going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on your own personal preference. I didn't find that this one sheared out too badly once I magnetized it, especially with the cat eye effect. I'll still call this one a 2 to 3 coater because it was just sheared out like a little bit. I think it's going to be more noticeable on super duper long nails. I did 3 coats across all of my nails, but I feel like on my nails that I didn't magnetize on, I could have been perfectly fine into. It was more so that I added the 3rd just to see what would happen, and I didn't really notice the difference between 2 coats and 3 on the unmagnetized nails. I will say, as I keep saying, I've been very conflicted over this color in particular. I will say I really did like the addition of those kind of addition of the copper sparkle in the background. It's a very nice, delicate shimmer. I feel like the addition of the copper made me like this one a smidge more than if there was no copper in here. I actually described the magnetic pigment in my notes as being more rose goldy, so...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, sure.
This is going to be a fairly easy polish to remove, but it sure will be on the more messy side. Again, use the soak off method or a peel off base coat. Hear me out, right? I have been making YouTube videos for 5 years? 4 years? 5 years? 5 years. 5 years now I've been making YouTube videos. I feel like I've been telling people to use the soak off method this entire time. And I honestly wonder, are y'all using the soak off method? Like for real though. Because like, I feel like in my Discord server, I constantly see people talking about how difficult something was to remove. And like, I just know y'all are just scrubbing. I'm just like, why are you doing that? Like,
right in front of my salad.
And I know some people don't like the nail clips, and valid, but you don't have to use the clips to use the soak off method. You can just skip the clips. You might end up using more acetone because like the clips help for evaporation. Okay, so today's a yapping day apparently. And the final polish in the collection is called Old Money. And ILNP is describing Old Money as a pale gold metallic loaded with reflective silver metallic flakes and a holographic sparkle. Old Money also had a fantastic formula, slightly on the thicker side, but a little bit less thick than some of the other colors in the collection. Obviously, I was very excited to get this one on my nails. It is a beautiful pale gold. When I initially saw this one in the bottle, I did kind of question, is it gold or is it champagne? I feel like it's kind of skirting the line between gold and champagne. It's a very pale gold. I would still count this in the gold family, but I feel like some champagnes can be a little in the gold family too. But it's not like taupey like some champagnes are. It's definitely just a very pale gold. Even though the brand says that there's silver metallic flakes in this polish, I feel like on the nail overall, those flakes look very gold to me. It looks like a different tone of gold than the rest of the polish. It doesn't clash like sometimes silver and gold get. I was very happy about that, by the way. This one magnetized super duper easily, just like the other polishes in the collection. I feel like I should still call this one a 2 to 3 coater, depending on your application style, especially depending on your magnetization style. I do think if you magnetize each coat individually, it's going to be a bit more sheer than if you build it up to full opacity and then magnetize, which again is my personal way to do magnetics. For my full hand swatches, I was actually good with the shade in only 2 coats. I did find that this one magnetized super duper easily for me. I didn't have any issues magnetizing the shade like I had with Rosè, even though the formulas are basically the same, just different colors. As someone who is a bit of a gold connoisseur, a gold collector, I will say I'm always really surprised when there is any kind of hole in my gold collection. And I didn't have any gold metallics that are magnetic that look like this one, so I'm very, very excited to have this one in my collection. Also, I didn't mention this in the last shade that has the silver reflective flakes. I just want to make a note, those aren't reflective like reflective glitter. They're reflective like a metallic surface kind of reflection, like chrominess, not like glitter. This did have a really nice, pretty holographic sparkle. Do I wish the holo was just like a little bit more bling blowy? Yes, but it had enough in it that I could see that there was holographic there. there. My full hand swatches show Old Money in 2 coats across all of my nails. My pointer finger and pinky are unmagnetized. My middle nail is with the velvet effect, and then my ring finger is with the cat eye effect. Once again, I would highly recommend the soak off method for removal for this shade, or use a peel off base coat if you want to do that. It's not going to be super difficult to remove. It's just going to be very, very messy if you scrub it off, which don't do that. Alrighty, let's get into some comparisons. So in truth, I couldn't think of anything in my collection that I thought was actually super similar to these polishes, so these are all going to be like color comparisons basically. To compare to Rosè, I pulled out ILNP's Rosè, ILNP's Muse. Right here is Signature from the same release. And then over here is Cert Colors Halcyon. Halcyon used to be a rose gold color. Unfortunately, it has tarnished. My bottle, however, is from 2017, but this is a discontinued shade. I am incredibly upset that this has tarnished. This was my go-to rose gold color for years, and I'm very, very upset that it has tarnished. So as you can see here, nothing terribly similar. The most rose gold out of all of these is going to be ILNP's Muse. I don't rightly know what year I bought that polish from, but it does have ILNP's old labeling, so it is a few years old. And then to compare to Old Money, I pulled out ILNP's I See You, ILNP's Countdown, and then over here we have Lacastree's Amazeballs, which is my newest favorite gold nail polish. I largely pulled this one out for both a color match as well as the fact that this also has those kind of metallic-y kind of flakes in them, and I thought it might be kind of similar. I would say the color of gold across all of these polishes are also different. I feel like the tones is not coming up well on camera, so here's my hand for everything. There's nothing here that I would say is actually terribly comparable in truth. Okie dokie, final thoughts time. I feel like I spend a lot of time mentioning how I don't personally like metallic polishes as a general rule. There are some caveats, I forgot how to say that word, but you know what I mean, to that rule of me not liking metallics, and these would fall into that category of me really liking metallics. I can tolerate these very, very much. I will admit, when I initially pulled these polishes out of my PR package, I didn't realize that these were going to be magnetic shades. I was just really, really excited to see ILNP releasing more gold and especially rose gold polishes. I feel like we don't get a lot of collections that are just these kinds of like metallic-y shades super often, and for whatever reason, I feel like the whole world has forgotten what rose gold is for some reason. I feel like we don't get a lot of rose gold polish releases. I feel like we don't see rose gold jewelry, rose gold color. Like, it's just disappeared, and I don't understand why. So again, I'm just very excited for just the color story of this collection. I will admit, I was slightly disappointed that these were magnetic shades because I thought these were just going to be like metallic and hollowy goodness. So I was kind of like meh at them being magnetic, but I actually really like the magnetic effect on these quite a bit. Plus also, they look really nice unmagnetized as well. I feel like very frequently with magnetic polishes, sometimes they just look a little bit weird unmagnetized, and these didn't have that issue at all. I feel like in a 3 polish release, I feel like I'm cheating a little bit by saying that 2 of the polishes are my favorite, but I also know for a fact that if I hadn't gotten these in PR, these 2 definitely would have fallen into my cart. So Old Money and Rosè are going to be my top picks from this collection. But if I had to pick just one polish, I would say that Old Money is definitely going to be my top pick from this release.
I love gold.
As far as pricing and sale information goes, the Socialite collection goes on sale this Friday, June 12th on the ILNP website. ILNP also sells their polishes on Amazon and Etsy. Because this is ILNP we are talking about, this release is not considered limited edition. All of the polishes should be priced at $12.50 each. There should also be a 3 polish bundle available once everything goes on sale. ILNP does offer a 10% discount for the first weekend that their polishes go live, so it should be Friday through Sunday or maybe Friday through Monday. These will be 10% off. And again, these are not considered limited edition, so they will be around for quite a while. I would love to know what everyone else thought of this release. And because I just recently posted an ILNP video a few weeks ago, I also have the last summer collection video posted in the cards as well as on the end screen. Stormy, what are you doing? Do you want to say hi to everybody? Stormy's also here. She's been playing on the floor. Before we end today's video, I want to give a very special shout out to my channel members. Shenanigans, Story fans, your names of course all on the screen right now. If you would like to sign up for my channel memberships, there is a link for that in the description box, or you can click join next to the subscribe button. But as always, that is completely optional. Just like the video, comment on the video, share, subscribe, hype, all the things, and seriously, we are good. So just thank you all for joining me for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everyone has a lovely week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! The Socialite collection will be available starting on Wednesday, June 10th on the ILNP website. Nope, that's not Wednesday, it's Friday. This release features 3 brand new polishes to the ILNP lineup, and these are all like, okay. And these are all, okay. And I feel like most fun, not most fun. Okay. And what interests me the most, okay. Woo, we dropping stuff. So on the positive side, I did like the amount of like goldiness in the magnetic pigment for signature, but again, I just don't think this one's for me. I shouldn't say I don't know if it's for me. I know it's not for me. I'm not gonna wear that again. The Socialite collection will be, damn it. For this shade, because this one, again, I wouldn't say the magnetic effect is finicky. I think it's just easier. I guess that is defined as finicky, isn't it? I feel like I should still call this one a 2 to 3 coater depending on your application style. Ugh. Rue, are you eating your sister's food? Rue, cut it out. You already ate your breakfast. Why are you like this? I would love to know what everyone else thought of this release. Are you planning on picking up? Have you already? No, you couldn't have already. It just went live, Nicole.
When I get high, I ain't looking at the clock, still ballin' like Brian. Yeah, I'm headed to the Bucks, then I'm